Hello, my name is Tiana Kavanaugh, and here is my presentation on special education disabilities. For qualifying for special educations, firstly, students must be identified through using scores on aptitude or achievement tests, parent input, teacher recommendations, adaptive differences, observations, or cultural background in their differences. They should be taken into account when identifying a student for special education. So there is specific categories such as specific learning disability, and this means that the student doesn't fall in range with others of their age or they have a severe discrepancy in intellectual ability. There's also a hearing impairment or deafness category that they can be identified with speech or language impairments, blindness or visual impairment, emotional disturbance or orthopedic impairment, autism, TBI, or other health impairment that a student may be identified for special education for. Today I'm going to be focusing on dyscalculia. And for this, it's going to fall under specific learning disability. So students that have dyscalculia may experience difficulty recognizing numbers, recognizing patterns, and placing things in order. They may lose track when counting, or they may be delayed in learning to counting. They may also have difficulty learning basic math functions like addition and subtraction, multiplication, division, but they don't have to follow every single one. They just need to be identified with a few of them. And I will also be focusing on conduct disorder. This one falls under emotional disturbance. So a student with conduct disorder may be identified for emotional disturbance. And students with this may experience aggressive behavior against people or animals, defiance, they may lie or steal, they may destruct property, and this for it to be identified as emotional disturbance, it has to impact education in their social life. So for dyscalculia, there's going to be inclusionary factors such as speed of processing and retrieval, verbal working memory, short-term phonological memory, inhibitory control, and shifting attention. There must be deficits in all of those categories. Visual spatial processing, difficulty in or inability with arithmetic fluency, which is going to be the ability to strategize and use problem solving skills, and also the speed of being able to do those. Also, there's going to be a numerical magnitude discrepancy, which is going to be like place value, counting. They're going to have difficulty with those. And then the exclusionary factor is that it must not be caused by a visual, hearing, or motor disability. Intellectual disability, emotional disturbance, like are they just not doing their math homework because they don't like it? It must not be due to emotional disturbance. Cultural differences, environmental or economic disadvantage, are they not succeeding in math because they're more focused on what they have to do when they get home for their family? Lack of appropriate instruction in the English language. Is it just because the teacher's not teaching to what the student needs in order to succeed in the class? And then for conduct disorder, the student must have the inability to learn that is not caused by intellectual, sensory, or health factors. Inability to maintain relationships with peers or teachers, inappropriate behaviors or feelings for certain circumstances, and then general unhappiness or depression, and they may develop physical symptoms due to fear of school or personal problems. Exclusionary factors for this are going to be that students are socially maladjusted. So if they're socially maladjusted, they cannot be identified for emotional disturbance from conduct disorder. Also, it can be intellectual, sensory, or health factors that explain the behavior instead of it actually being conduct disorder. Cultural differences or lack of instruction, again. Also, a key factor here is that DSM-5 diagnoses of conduct disorder does not mean that the student is going to be identified immediately with emotional disturbance. These have to impact their learning. So not just how are they performing with their peers? It must impact their learning. Like, are they actually not learning in the classes, or are they just doing it to get out of certain environments or like certain homework or certain tasks? It has to actually impact their learning ability. And then that is all. So thank you so much. Have a good one.